I didn't approach that the right way. No. Yo, this place is OD. Oh, he's coming down. Yo, those two turrets scared the shit out of me. Oh, you fucker! Oh man, this place is tough.
What is up, guys? My name is FM Sway. Thank you guys. It's been a long time. Well, wait a minute. It's been yesterday. Actually, what I'm saying is that I know I'm streaming really late today, and I'm really apologize about that. But I had a few health issues again. But thankfully, I have some good news. I'm doing pretty okay now, and hopefully, hold on. Let me just see my chat for a bit. There we go. And so I had to take a longer time trying to figure out a video to watch. I was really thinking whether I should actually do a video today. I'm not in the best. I'm not really like excited or anything, but I wanted to do if hey, I made this KOF match today a daily thing. Even if I were to change it to like maybe a weekly thing, I wanted to at least have the first week do something. Yeah, be consistent from Monday to Friday, at least Monday to Friday. That being said, the video you just watched before this was my friend Samir, so be sure to watch that guy's stream whenever he streams. It's a really fun stream, and I'm just gonna move this thing around a bit. Be sure to watch him. He plays a lot of games. He is hilarious, and yeah. So shout outs to them. So today we're going to be doing something really fun, and slightly very difficult. We're going to be watching a very classic EVO match between CafeID's Verna and of course the 2013 Evolution World Champion ArcadeShock's own Reynald. This is a semi-finals match in the winners bracket. And I wanted to and I felt that this was a really good demonstration of three things. One, how to learn about patterns. Two, the mental game. And three, how to pretty much change up your game. How to make your game less predictable. Pretty much make variations in your gameplay so that you don't be predictable, so that people don't read you too often, etc. At the highest level of play, it becomes really difficult to really see what it is, but there are some things that you can take from high level play and put it into your game at the most basic level so that you can improve yourself. And that's pretty much what I talked about yesterday. Pretty much you have to learn to not be so predictable. I don't know if you're noticing a trend that I'm doing with all these videos. Each single video I do is always working on top of the video I did before. So it's basically building blocks, slowly trying to build you up into something that that can building up your fundamentals. What else was I going to say? Yeah, like that's pretty much it. If you've just started this game, I mean, there's definitely video like Dandy J's video, Juicebox's video, where they teach you the basics, and this one is gonna just a bit of a step up from the basics, but just below the highest of level of play. Someday, maybe even soon, I'm gonna do a stream with with very specific things. In fact, I did want to do something for K-Dash. There has been no actual there has been an actual K-Dash tutorial. There was one by Dune and another one on the YouTube. But I wanted to do something with every single thing about K-Dash, and I wanted to name it the K-Dash Bible. Kind of like a shout outs to the Drift Bible, since I'm a big fan of Japanese drifting. So expect that sometime in the future. K-Dash, you're gonna enjoy it. But for now, we're going to learn something that you can use to improve on your gameplay, and that is learning patterns, how to change up your patterns, you know, make mix-ups, and I mean just general neutral gameplay. You're going to be seeing a lot of adaptation. There we go. Adaptation is definitely the biggest thing about this stream today. A lot of players are really good. They actually are really good. But the problem is that they can only demonstrate their skills after a long set, you know. And I mean, like, that's the thing that I feel is what makes a good player a great player. You know, you can have all these skills, all this execution, and all these setups, right? But if you can't do it in a 2 out of 3 format or a 3 out of 5 format, it becomes really difficult to be successful in tournament play. You know, you have to learn to be able to adapt at a short amount of time, to be able to read an opponent really quickly. You know, and it gets really difficult. There's a lot of things to know about, and that's where learning about your characters, learning about other characters, learning, you know, specific things, so that way it can make it easier for you to not really think about those things. You know, if you already know this certain range against this certain character, you really don't have to care. You really don't have to think about it too much. You know, it's already embedded in your brain. You don't have to learn it at the match, because if you're learning it at the match, it's just extra things for you to worry about, extra stress for you to worry about. And if you're playing a character that really needs some hard reads, like Elizabeth, K-Dash, who else? Leona. If you have those types of characters that you know you're gonna kind of struggle with to get in and to understand how to get in, you really need to focus on character knowledge. You know, that plays a big part of learning how to adapt. Because once you have the actual facts out of the way, right? Once you have all these facts, all these solid information about a character, the only thing you really have to worry at that point is the player himself. And that's where the mind game happens. That's where the high level game really gets into play, you know. And so this is really a video about adaptation. It's a very back and forth match, you know, a few wild things. Of course you've seen it because it's Evolution 2013. It's the top 8. And it was a really good match. I hope you guys enjoy it. We're gonna play it in its entirety, 13 minutes. Super hype. Again, this match is well, I tried to load it through the Team Spooky channel because you know, obviously it belongs to Team Spooky, belongs to Evolution, you know, but it's unable to load, so I had to go through, you know, through another YouTube video to get this match. And this is a really good match for you guys to learn how to adapt to your play, how to adapt to another character, and it is a great demonstration of their knowledge of each character. You know, you're going to see them. They're going to be in really great ranges. They're going to have a very solid ground game, and the solid ground game is going to complement, is even just going to enhance their air game. A lot of things are going to happen. So I really hope you guys are going to pay attention to the match, and then from there I'll break it down one by one, and then, you know, we'll take it from there. So let's watch this match. Let me put the volume down because it's going to get ridiculous loud. All right, we in there. Let's go.
World. All right. Oh, wow. Look at these boys. Both wearing their shades, ready to get down.
Oh, man, the nonsense is contagious.
Apparently, Reynald requested a blind pick, so
oh, he's learning, huh?
Yes.
He's learning.
You can exercise that right.
Yes, and
yes.
I would recommend that you do at this stage of the game.
Interesting. Okay, for Reynald, we got EXQ, Benimaru, and Chin. And for CafeID, Verna, we have Dulan, Mr. Karate, and Kim. All right, man.
Let's get ready to mix it up. All right, now Reynald running that EX kill up front.
Yeah, he's been sticking to that character for pretty much the entirety of the tournament.
Yeah, man, it's working for him. And like very few people. Wow.
That backdash down C has been catching so many people today on his wake up.
Man, there we go. They're jumping overhead. Just let him in.
You know, we've been talking about it actually earlier, how Reynald is one of the people that really takes advantage of how to use a backdash in this game.
All right. Well, he's got one of the best characters to utilize that, especially in those situations where most people will just, you know, be nervous and try to like maybe roll out or DP. Just hop back down C.
Down C. Ooh.
Oh my God, just does it.
Whoa.
Wow, it did not confirm. I guess it's too slow.
All right, CafeID Verna takes the first round.
That was a complete accident, I imagine. Can't think he meant to do low way into Orochinagi.
I think he tried to go into Rekka.
Yeah. Oh man, that was bad.
Good punish there from CafeID Verna.
Right now, Verna looking to, like, you know, just put some damage on his Benimaru.
Gets the reverse throw.
Forces him to use some drive beater.
All right, now we're tied up.
Oh man, your boy coming up.
Mr. Karate.
Ooh. And I think right now, Reynolds not too upset that he had to use that drive to get rid of that duel on, but he's wishing he still had both of them.
Yeah, see, what Reynolds really actually been putting into his strategy so far and been working out for him, he's been poking and then using the fireball kick, the snap kick,
the Sabat?
in between his block streams and confirming off of him.
Okay. Now that's still dangerous because it's not 100% safe. It's not safe at all, really. So if he does it and, like, you know, sort of autopilots it,
yeah,
it's going to be a lot of trouble, especially against this.
Oh!
Ooh.
Just
No damage?
No cancel into his super.
Yeah, I guess he was happy with what he got. Maybe a reset. Oh, got it anyway.
Right.
And that's
yeah, thanks. I forgot. I forgot how to use that.
I still got this move? Oh, man.
All right, CafeID Verna pulls ahead once again.
I can't tell what they're thinking, man. What?
Yeah, I don't know.
And now Chin's been pretty much, like, you know, pulling up all the loose ends. Wow, he did not want that.
Wow.
So Reynolds' Chin's basically been pulling together all the loose ends that his team may leave.
That's right.
Most of the time, I don't even see people get the Chin. Wow. Verna just spaghetti everywhere right now.
Let's see if they know how to deal with the pressure with Chin.
Oh, that was pretty smart. There's no real reason for you to jump in on Chin, especially from that position. All right, he got 2 drinks off of that knockdown. Uh-oh.
Yeah, you got to be able to handle that rush down. A lot of his moves are very positive.
Oh, that's okay. This was one. Wow, that was dangerous.
Nice break.
Wow!
Into another one. Not looking too good for ArcadeShock Reynolds.
Now, he can still take this round, but he's going to have a lot of work to do against a Kim with half drive and full 1 bar.
All right, well, I definitely believe Chin is one of those characters that you can make that comeback with. However, CafeID Verna and Kim is no slouch.
It's the freaking national hero, man.
Woo! This is going to be tight. All right, this match looks a lot tighter now.
Ooh, man, that jump rollback just taking him out every time.
Getting the drinks in. Oh, gets the combo.
No.
That's not going to kill.
Nope. Oh, that was dangerous. He actually...
Oh, man.
My God, he went for it. I respect that, though. He went for it. I respect that. Now, what I don't respect is that's a really bad idea to do against Chin, who's already so low to the ground.
He just gave away such a huge card in his deck. The fact that he did that.
Yeah.
And that I don't think that was a prime situation to use that.
No, it's not.
Like, now he knows. Oh, he's willing to go for that. Okay. I mean...
Well, I don't even know why he did that anyway, because, like I said, Chin's already built low to the ground. All he had to do was just duck.
He was going to hit the tip anyways.
Yeah. It's just not going to happen. Verna, probably not too happy about that.
You know, I appreciate the gamble and the strategy behind that, but...
It could have been he tried to make him nervous. Because sometimes when people accidentally activate like that, the opponent doesn't necessarily react to it.
That was definitely one of those things where I'm going to keep that close to my chest for a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Especially against a more tall character. Okay, good little B into the Rekkas. Oh man, that jump forward B, man, like people need to like utilize that way more. It's basically kills jump down C, but from the full arc of the jump.
CafeID Verna trying to stay on top of him. Successful so far. Doing a great job right now. Woo!
Oh
risky.
My God, he's going to cross up. Nope.
Yeah, Reynolds going to have to get really creative here if he wants to make something happen.
Oh, totally. Verna blocking those standing lows. Very nice.
Yeah, you could tell on that last round, Verna just relentless and was on top of him the whole time, which really didn't give any breathing room for Reynolds to do any of his, like, Rekkas or anything like that to be safe.
Right, and I feel like the entire last match, Verna was in control up until that last round where he, well, we saw what happened. Wow, just does it, drops it. Man, he's spending a little too much meter here.
He tried to punish that teleport. Cancel.
I don't think it was worth it for Verna to spend all that meter with duel on. I mean, he might be able to get it back anyway. Dual on does build meter pretty quickly.
Ooh, man, had a combo going there.
He wants that lead.
Oh, man, CafeID Verna pulling ahead a little bit.
Ooh, that's
this
gonna
is
be
going to
it.
be big. All the way down to chin. Like you said earlier, CafeID Verna was really taking control of the whole match last time up until he blew it from himself in the end. So, this is really rough road for Reynald.
Yeah, like you said, though, Chin is like, you know, like one of those characters that can definitely pull it together and run it back on somebody, especially if you can't knock him down.
Man, oh, what a big punish there. Once again, almost.
Good throw.
All right, he's got
Caught
a
him
chance.
backdashing.
Definitely still possible with Chin.
I think he's going to get full health back from this.
Yes, I believe so.
All right, this is going to be tough for Mr. Karate because if he pokes with that palm too much, Chin's just going to roll underneath it, and that's going to be like 50% right there.
Yep. Oh, man. That was a really smart guard cancel there.
Wow!
Oh, jumped right over the overhead. Ah!
That's not going to kill, though. I think he could have killed him with that. He's just going to give him a bunch of meter, still give him a workable amount of life. Wow, round grab, okay.
Nice counter.
And right now, Verna is kicking himself.
EX? No. Smart decision there. They've seen that before.
Man, just wake up grab. Once again, down to the wire. Let's hope he can hold it together this time.
Yeah, man.
Don't get too happy.
Woo. Yeah, you got to be careful against Chin because technically he's a character designed to get hit.
Yeah. And you play a character that's designed to hit with physical attacks constantly.
Oh, nice combo there.
Ooh, dropped it though.
Just outside of range for that.
And that's his chance to get the big damage there because he's got no more drive. Ooh.
Whoa.
Oh my God!
He gets drive cancel,
Just
yes.
does it?
But
nice!
Again!
Wow!
Jesus!
Oh my God! No!
Oh, what
Don't
a
break the
nice
grab! Oh yeah! EX on Getsu-san! Don't ever doubt it!
Wow!
Reynald had that in the palm of his hand, and
What happened?
oh man!
That was almost too much for me.
Look, he's upset.
Whoa! It was such a big deal that Romance went up there.
Romance is like, oh, good job, yeah.
Hey, you need to do this, but good job to you though. That was cool. Wow!
He is mad. Taking to Twitter. Woo! That. The glasses came off.
Damn! You got an eyeful right there, man.
Dude. That face said so many things that cannot be repeated on the stream.
Oh,
It's still
man.
saying it. Man, he is. Ooh, that is not G-rated.
Damn. Man, somebody throw something out there so he could break it.
He's like, breaks over his head like, ah! Take the glasses off, man.
I'm gonna break this guy.
Just punch him. Well, let's see if he's adjusted a little bit here, because he definitely.
Yeah, I like to see ArcadeShock Reynald get on top of him. He didn't get a really good chance last match.
No, he was too reliant on Chen, and Chen was getting it done up until, you know, the obvious. He's going to be a little more smarter. Now, he plays this character dual on.
He does.
So he should be at least somewhat aware of what he's like needs to do. Oh, man.
Got a good trade there. Nice run of grab.
Right,
Gonna start getting stuff started here.
There it is. The machismo is showing.
This is gonna be.
The
Oh!
machismo. Too much machismo. He's just completely.
This game has tightened up. Oh!
Now, I like what he did there. Like, he kind of held back a little bit and said, thinking about what he's going to do. Got the hit and just going right into that corner combo. Gets the kill.
All right, man. CafeID Verna his back is definitely up against the wall.
That's right.
Because we saw Chin handle the whole team practically, and now he's up. Reynolds up now.
And he's got a very healthy EX kill here against Mr. Karate with 2 bars and full drive. So Mr. Karate could definitely take him out with a random DP drive cancel super. Oh, my Lord.
Goes for the mix-up.
Oh, man, just does it anyway.
Choose the right side.
That's one of those things where you just look at your opponent and be like, come on, man.
Woo!
Like,
Not dead yet.
have some respect for me. Oh,
nice
my
uppercut
God.
there.
He's like, why should I respect you? It's Mr. Karate.
All right. I like that little adjustment there. He realizes he's being a little too aggressive and willing to throw out that uppercut. Ends the round with it.
Now, I'm not sure he was reading that, though. I think he was just like, he's Ooh!
Oh, man. Other side roll.
He might have wanted to EX that, I think.
Stays on his own side.
All right, Verna right now just playing real safe. Wow. Never mind.
Even you putting Benny Marlin in the corner isn't a very good situation for yourself either.
Yeah, exactly.
You get back thrown, it's not a good idea.
You can't push him back
Oh,
anymore.
nice bait. Oh, man, ArcadeShock
Reynald.
Reynolds pulling way ahead now. Cafe and Verna's going to have to pull it together, man. Woo.
Reynald remembering what he was here to do. Currently in the process of getting rid of this team without even getting the chin. Oh my God! Just runs up and does it. Now it's not going to kill him, and if he does a Neo Max here, it's going to give Benny Marl a lot of meter.
He could have done a little bit more damage, and he would have needed it, man.
Yep.
This is the time where you want the most optimal combos.
Exactly. But like you said, Benny Marl in the corner is not bad because you can't push him back anymore. So that means if you do an unsafe move like what the air he gets us on, then
oh man!
Oh, got him.
Woo. All right.
He's going to punish him with grab every time. All right, this is actually not that bad for Verna.
Yeah, it definitely brought it back together. Oh. 3 meters and a drive.
But it's how you use it.
Advantage right now is definitely Reynolds.
Right, but he definitely did not want to be in this situation because the name of the game is health meter. And if he ends up low, it doesn't matter how much super bar he got. Oh my
nice.
God! Verna just snipping out those.
Be careful being in the corner there.
Oh, that's going to be big. This is going to be huge. Oh, just does it anyway. He hasn't been able to reset that at all.
He didn't try that last time. This is huge.
Oh my God, got him!
Woo! And CafeID Verna sends Reynolds to losers. Woo!
Fell apart.
Man, what an adjustment there.
Seriously, mid-match.
Yeah, Verna's no joke.
He really scouted out those EX and Getsuzans and just, activated them in between chins like safer moves.
Okay, guys. None of this. I'm gonna be gathering my thoughts. Shit. We're gonna do this really fucking fast because this is a really fast stream tonight. And I mean, there's a lot of points. I've already watched it beforehand. I mean, there's a lot of things. I've done a lot of research on it, and this is a really good example of a match where you can just really see the adaptation, really see the variation of their offense and defense, and pretty much it's pretty close. I mean, it's top 8 of KOF, so you're pretty close to the pinnacle of mastering the game. I mean, that pretty much says a lot. So what you can take out of this is how fast they can process all this information on their head because they've just drilled it into themselves enough so that in a 2 out of 3 matchup, it makes it easier for them, to focus on other things, and that other things are learning personal patterns, the patterns of the actual player, because all the factual information aside, what really matters at that point is, what the player does, how the player reacts, how the opponent does this and that, and it really plays into your game. So in the most simplest form, I'm going to be showing you, certain patterns that you're going to see, and definitely really good and small, subtle adaptations that they make, small little changes that they make to their game as the match progresses on, so that way they can improve as a player and also improve their defense. So we're gonna go really fucking fast. Alright, first of all, yeah, we're gonna put some music in here. So we're gonna go immediately into this match. And we're gonna put some jazz shit because it's fucking Friday night. Fuck this. I'm going out tonight after this. Okay, so before this match even starts, right? You have to remember, you need to have your character information already here beforehand. And one of the biggest things that people need to have when they get into a tournament is to have a game plan. Always have a game plan beforehand. Don't start off and say, oh, I wonder what he's gonna do. Have a game plan inside your head beforehand, so it makes it easier for you to predict things. You know, it's been said a lot for this whole week, you know, that it's not always about reaction. In fact, it's usually never really about reaction. It's all about prediction. Always being prepared for things that are occurring. Let me put the music down a little bit. So, I mean, at this point of the game right now, he already, you know, ArcadeShock knows, ArcadeShock Reynald knows, and CafeID Verna knows. Kill versus duo. What are duo's strengths at this range? Well, he has the command normal, which stretches all the way to that side of the screen, pretty much max distance of this mid screen. He also has a Rekka, which is not going to reach, but the second hit will. He also has the lower kick. I don't even know what it's called, the one that comes out from on the ground. And he also has the advantage in the air if Kyo were to jump. What does Kyo have? He does have a Rekka, you know, which can actually be beaten by the command normal if stretched out earlier. That really depends on what's going to be hit. But aside from that, Kyo doesn't have a really good advantage right here at this single range. So, I mean, it's not really good to be super aggressive as a Kyo. So what's going to happen here is that what Reynald's going to think, he already knows the options at that moment. And so he made an educated guess that perhaps he was either going to jump, he was either going to do a command normal, or he was either going to do a Rekka. And what had happened was that, well, they both kind of went, they both were very, how you say, passive. See, CafeID Verna predicted, right? He predicted an air because obviously at that range on the ground side of the game of the neutral game, Kyo kind of loses in this range. ArcadeShock Reynald, thinking that Verna was going to press him in, was going to push him from the ground. He thought, okay, maybe this is a good idea to roll, because in actuality, the command normal, the Rekka, and even the kick on the bottom, they still have some sort of recovery that he can quite possibly, he has to test it out at this moment because they're still feeling each other out. That quite possibly that he could punish in the neutral game, and now, you know, so that's the mistake that he made. That's how neutral game is. All right, that was a really important thing right there in the beginning. All right, that play was from both players. That's a really good, you're gonna see an insane amount of adaptation from both players right here. Okay, so Vernon right here is testing how he reacts to the hops. He hits him once. That means he's telling Reynald, don't crouch. So what's Reynald gonna do? He's not gonna DP. DP is still a risky move. So what's he gonna do at this point? He's gonna try another normal. It's safe and it's still effective and still on the ground. He's like saying, okay, he might press a button on the ground, so I'm gonna do a far standing D. So he thought, okay, it's not gonna hit. Verna said, no, that's not the proper option either. You know, Verna covered both things. He covered the ground normals and he also covered crouching. So it's an overhead and also a very well timed and well ranged normal. So that's what Reynald did. So what's next, right? He has to adapt that immediately. What's gonna happen? He's already done. He's already blocked. He's already crouch blocked, right? But if he were to stand block, he might eat a low, you know. And I mean, that's gonna be a lot of damage. He already did a far standing D, which he might trade if it was a ground normal, but he still got hit from that thing. So he has to figure out what's the next move. He's gonna hop forward. That's gonna beat a low, and that's also going to quite possibly go over the Rekka or another normal. You know, he tested out whether or not this was going to work, and it didn't work either. But those three moves he did immediately. He blocked, then he did a safe normal, and then he took a risk because he needs to know, you know. But at the same time, these risks are not that big of a deal because the damage is still pretty low. You know what I'm saying? So from here, he immediately sees that he's going to move forward. He could either block, or of course what Reynald always does, he's going to do that move. And that was another thing. See that? He's noticing. Now, if you've noticed from the beginning of this match, the first 10 seconds of the match, right? We're only 10 seconds in, that Verna is kind of trigger happy. He's kind of already, he's been always using Rekka from the neutral game onwards. So, Reynald had a mental note of that. He's saying, okay, he's really Rekka happy. I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna have a meaty setup right here. I'm gonna do an overhead to test it out, and then now what? He's at a prime range to do either a Rekka, but the Rekkas, both their Rekkas, might actually trade. You know, Not to mention the sweep is kind of dangerous. The far standing D is kind of dangerous. So what's the next step that is as safe as possible but can also keep the pressure? It's a neutral jump, and he immediately catches it. There's nothing that that can really hit him at that moment. The only thing would be for Verna to take a risk by moving forward off of that neutral jump and trying to risk hitting a low or a button, which he might lose. So that was a really good decision off of Reynald, a really well-educated decision. And so now it's up to Verna to find out what's going to happen here in his wake up. This is a pattern that he has to learn, and now this is a defensive pattern. I mean, an offensive pattern from Reynald that Verna has to find out. So he blocks the first high, and then from here, Reynald kind of took a bit of a risk by pressing crouching 8, by crouching C. And what that did pretty much was that he was going to predict that after that hit, he was going to jump up the same way he did to try and test everything out. Nothing happened. So Reynald said, okay, now what do I do? There's a bit of hesitation, and he paid for it. And one thing that you're also going to notice is something that I told Katy Perry on the last episode, is how to have a strong ground game. Notice how they're not really, jumping unless they have to. They're using their very solid normals. And then they eventually take a risk after they've both established the fact that they have really good ground normals. And this one is a really big risk. He could have actually just done another hit and it would have been over. Great adaptation from both characters at the beginning of the match. They're still feeling each other out. You've noticed that. And now we have Benny Morrow. And Benny Morrow immediately goes for a drive. Let me go back here into the beginning of this round. Benny Morrow also suffers from the same fate as Kyo in terms of this middle ground right here. He doesn't have any real tools to beat Duo Long at this range unless he makes a really preemptive hit, And I mean, he could jab, correct, but it's still gonna trade. It's not gonna do much damage. And really, the job of Benny Morrow right now is to just get Duo Long out of the screen. Get Duo Long out of the screen and get as much and make sure that Duo Long does not gain as much meter as possible for his next character, which I think is Karate. So what are his options here? Alright, for CafeID Verna, he has the same options he has versus Skill. Benny Morrow, on the other hand, lacks some of the options. He has to be a bit more defensive, or he has to take a risk. Taking a risk at this moment isn't really good because, again, he has to keep in mind Verna's meter and all that other stuff. Don't take risks. You don't have to take risks if there's no real actual reward for it. You have to remember that. Sometimes risks are important. You have to take it because, fuck it. That's literally how it is. Just fuck it. And it might take it might take the opponent by surprise, but, that's only after you've done, after you set it up, establish the fact to the opponent that, hey, this guy's really solid. He's never gonna guess a random after that. You have to play solid in order to do a lot of things. If you play random, you're only limited to a few things. So remember that. So what does ArcadeShock Reynald do? He decides to do neutral hop because that defeats the Rekka. That defeats almost all of the normal hits, right? But he also lands in front of him if he were to do any of the normal hits, and he lands because he does the drill from here. Not a bad move, right? Not really that bad. The only thing that he could possibly lose to at that moment would be the anti-air, would be an air-to-air command normal. But Verna takes a risk. He decides to go for a teleport. Not even an I think it was an EX teleport. No, he had no meter. He decides to go for a teleport, thinking that Reynald is still testing out, is respecting him on the neutral game. So he decides to go for a D version teleport. And he gets the full punish. And another thing that I want you to also notice, we're gonna go back from the beginning too. Something really, really important. Okay, I'm gonna do this really quick. Oh, hold on. Let's go all the way to the beginning. Hope you guys are enjoying the music, by the way. No, we're not there. There we go. There we go. All right. Rekka variation. This is so important that Verna, this is a really good opportunity to show you that Verna does not do things super predictable. He gets the Rekka, right? First time he does it, C version, he gets a C, Teleport, what's the mix-up, right? He goes forward and does an option select back C. Pretty much what happens is that if Kill were to try and grab, he would tech. But if he were to press a button, he would get hit, and if he were to block, he still gets a good amount of pressure. Great option. That's his first option, right? What happens on the next Rekka? We'll have to see. Boom. Alright, next Rekka, right? What's this? What's gonna happen now? Low. And ArcadeShock Reynald knew that even if he were to block, it doesn't matter. The only thing he has to worry at this range, and you have to remember that when you're facing a duo player, the only thing that you have to fear after you get a hit Rekka is either a jump overhead, which you can block, or a throw, which he has to approach for. But you see that Verna did a completely different thing this time around. Actually went for low. He went for a low, which is also a plus button. That crouching jab is +3. Oh, what's going on, Newt? That's the con, by the way. And ooh, look at that, another mix-up. You see that? He actually messed up Reynald. He actually made Reynald think, hey, I can punish this. Reynald went for a grab, or went for an option select C, and he got a far standing C instead. Lots of how you say, lots of disadvantage, lots of recovery frames, and then he gets hit. What's gonna happen in the third one, right? What's next? Is it gonna be a running C? Was it gonna be a jab? Goes low. Because now Reynald's thinking, oh man, what's next? It might be an overhead, right? Because he went low already. He went for a low. This one a real low because the jab is only +3. This one is not +3. That's a crouching low kick. So that's what happened. Boom, catches him off guard, and then obviously he pays for it by doing that risk. That was a really heavy risk from ArcadeShock. Thanks, Con. So as I said here, obviously Reynald, not realizing the options on neutral, gets us up. And now here's what's gonna happen. Now what's gonna happen? This is the fourth Rekka now. He's already done an option select grab, which turned out to be blocked. So he actually just got just a heavy C. The next one was gonna be a jab, which is not really a low, but it's still +3. So Reynald can't do anything. And the next one was a low. So what's after this one? Run forward. That's a completely different string now, because now he just did, now he just did a low. Great grab. If you guys can hear me, by the way, make sure, because I don't want to make the music too loud. So that was a great that was a great example of how to make your gameplay unpredictable. That's the very basic, because it's the Rekka. That's what Duolan is really known for. So over here you have Benimar versus Karate, and they basically have the same range advantage on both sides. Both of their fireballs, they have a limited range, but Mr. Karate has a bit more range on the fireball. And as you can see, they're just vying for position right here. You see that, how he's not taking any risk. Reynald not just jumping mindlessly, for no reason. They're staying on the ground mostly. That's why ground games are really, they just complement the mind game when you go into the air. Look at that, he didn't need to jump, he decided to take a jump here. It's always a risk. There you go, he took the risk and he paid for it, and now Benimar is going to die. See that? All the things that I told you before from the past episodes, they all build up into this kind of solid, fundamental type of gameplay. Oh yeah, I just wanted to make sure that the music was too loud and you guys can't hear my voice, so I wasn't entirely sure. Ooh, look at that. That's a great string right there. You see this? I think that's gonna be a full string, right? Yeah, here it is. And now here comes Reynald with his kind of offense, right? And he's gonna be doing something much different. That's one hop. 2, that's 1 hop, and then 3, this is where Verna's thinking, wait a minute, he just did a hit and a hop, right? He read a pattern, and Reynald made that pattern on purpose, right? So what's Verna gonna think at this point? He's going to think of a safe option to try and defeat this, right? He's not gonna be pressing jab because he's gonna be too close for a low. He's not gonna be pressing, he's not gonna go forward, or he could even eat, because he has 2 meters, right? So Chin can defeat a lot of the ground normals if he were to read wrong, and it will be massive, massive damage. If he were to jump forward, he might get anti-aired by something else. So what was his option? He decides to hop back, and that is a great option. Of course, he could get tagged by the EX, he could not, you know, but that was actually really the safest option. And but the second safest option, the next safest option is to block. But if you were to block Chin, that would indicate to Reynald that, hey, you know, he's being really tentative, let's overhead the shit out of him, right? But this was a really good adaptation from Verna. But also for our Reynald, if you've noticed, Reynald was setting that up, and he went for a low. He didn't go for a hop this time. He was guessing that he was either going to jab that hop, or he was going to anti-air the hop, and he would have low profiled him. You see that? That's a subtle, you know, a subtle pattern that both of them have seen. And that comes from character experience. Verna chose a very safe, you know, very low risk hop back to try and prevent, you know, any type of offense. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that comes from character experience, from understanding the character. He understands Chin. Obviously, it's CafeID, right? They're Chin experts. The guys are just like they all fucking play Chin, or they all fucking play Duo, you know. So they should know. So now look at that. He hopped back. Now the pressure went back to neutral, and he can push. Now, of course, it's Chin, right? So you have to be careful of the EX barrel roll, whatever the heck it's called. You know, also be wary of the EX counter, because, you know, it juggles, and a lot of other things. You know, so save pressure. There we go. And you see that he neutral jump thinking it's going to be an EX barrel roll. He guessed that he wasn't going to EX roll, but he was going to reversal with the roll. So, you know, and there we go. That's the other move. I don't even know what that's called, but that doesn't really do anything really. So I mean, that was an okay risk. And again, Mr. Karate is the second character slot, and Chin is the anchor. So I mean, he can take a few risks here and there, but he has to remember not to give Chin as much meter. And that's what Verna's really trying to do his best. That was very risky. That could have been punished, and ArcadeShock Reynald knew. Alright, DP. And that was the risk of a hop. Ground game is important. Establishing your power and the ground is important. You know, again, what I told you last time. If you jump or hop, you are giving up your ability to block for that moment. And that's what happens. Okay. That was a great string. Kept it up. So from the next string that we're going to possibly get, we're going to see something else. He did an overhead, did a fake overhead, and then he did another string. That is if he does get another hit. Oh, buddy. Okay, so what are the things here? The only thing that ArcadeShock Reynald really has to worry at this point is an instant air. Well, that's a lot of things you have to worry about. You know, you have to either worry about the hops, which you can take care of with counter. Instant air Hangetsu-san, you'd have to really have some good reaction. This is really much of a dead game almost, you know. This is all in Verna's hands, and what really he needs to do, all he needs to do, is keep a solid ground game. He has him oppressed. He doesn't need to do anything besides the reversal. Doesn't matter. It's Kim, right? And he takes a really big risk. He thought that he was going to backdash. That was going to be the best option. He felt in his head that the best option would quite possibly be a backdash. But it didn't happen, and now he gets paid for it, and he loses that match. Look at that. There's grooving. Hell yeah. skip where we need to do the match. No. Alright. So, Verna screwed up. He realized, hey, wow, I have to make some subtle little differences here. So what's gonna happen now? What can I possibly do to change, to adapt? You know, he has to adapt, and you're gonna see a really great adaptation from here. And you see this? He doesn't jump anymore. He stopped pressing buttons. He just allowed Reynald to kind of go nuts. I mean, if you don't, it's EVO, man. You can drink all you want, and like, it's not gonna look good. I mean, they're probably covering their eyes, man. They probably drank a hell of a lot. What was I saying? Oh yeah, you see that? Like, he was just sticking to the ground. You know, he wasn't doing anything necessary, wasn't doing anything risky. But he was also, you know, keeping in mind, you know, the range. Right here, what's gonna happen? There could be a wrecker, right? He could low profile it. He could hop forward. He could low profile it. Farsetting D, not gonna hit. Red kick, really? You know, red kick is kind of like, you know, down there in the list of things that you should be doing in this range, and that's what makes Reynald really good, because he can actually mix it up. But what happens? Low profile, and then he pays for it. Full damage. What's the mix up after this one, right? Was it gonna be a grab? Now you're thinking, is it gonna be an overhead? Is it gonna be a grab? Is it gonna be a low? Goes for low again, but it's still safe. +3. And he's now, before he did a jab right into an EX teleport, but this time around he just did something else. Didn't do anything the same. He didn't do the same thing twice yet. Did the thing again. It's still advantage, because at this point around he knows that, hey, Reynald's like, hey, you can't do this shit on me anymore. You know. So he's just sticking to the safe part of that record, and it's just a low jab. Oh god, that was a really risky roll. I don't know what he was planning there. Stay solid. Oh, tried to anti-air. See that? And then he thought, okay, I guess the next best thing would be to jump CD. And it paid off. Again, dual lance, jumping CD. Insanity. Ooh, damn, and Reynald's been kind of screwing up that, you know, he realizes that the range isn't too good. Okay, what's gonna happen here? Great reaction. You see that? That is character experience, and I don't think anybody actually noticed this. This is from character experience. This is from knowing what dual lawn is all about. Where is it? Okay. 1, 2, 3 Rekka, right? What's gonna be next? You have to block a Rekka. Now you have the next best option. Now, I mean, the only option they have left is to teleport, because it's gonna be super, how you say it? Super unsafe. But certain characters have an ability to punish Rekka, block Rekka, no matter what. You know, and for Benimaru, it's a command grab. But Verna, knowing that Benimaru has a command grab and can punish that, or can even do an EXIDO kick, you know, that knee, he thought, okay, I have to get out of this pressure immediately so I can keep dual on. He still has one character, has a full HD meter, and he had one stock. He might as well use it. EX teleport, great move, and it also made Reynald fuck up. And then full damage. What's gonna be the next mix-up? Hits a low this time around. No more safe pressure, because he thinks that Reynald might press a button this time around. And you see that? He didn't even do the same thing again. He did something else. The last time he did that crouching LK, it was going to be crouching LK, crouching jab, into that weird kick on the floor. This time he went for a CD, or I think that was a far standing D. And Reynald. So now it's up to Reynald to adapt, and he has to decide whether or not he has to decide what he can do at this point. This is a really good fucking. We have to replay that part too. Where is this? Okay, here it is. Okay, what's the next thing? He didn't do that yet, did he? He didn't do an overhead yet, did he? After the Rekka, he just did it now, and it paid off, because now Reynald's thinking, oh, he presses a button on the Rekka, you know. So Reynald tried to adapt and say, I'm gonna do an EIDO kick because he might actually trade. What did Verna do? Knowing the character and knowing stuff that he did before, he went for an instant overhead, and it paid off. Now what? He gets the advantage. He's gonna jump again. There's nothing that Reynald can do. He can do an EX DP, but it's super risky. So let's see this string. 1, hop, didn't. So he hit, hop, and then he hop. To the hip, to the hip, to the hip, hip, hop, and then don't stop. Okay. Alright. And Reynald, see that? He kept his cool. Let's see how he got out of the corner. Jumped up, and the reason why he's jumping up, right, is because, and not pressing, and you notice how he's not really necessarily pressing a button. It's because it's much better than pressing a button in the floor on the ground and getting hit by a full combo. He will take these air-to-airs. It's completely fine. There are risks to it, but it is the lowest risk. Okay, gets a button. I don't know what Duolan was trying there, and he didn't jump. He just moved forward, got the full Iaido kick into the, the full Iaido knee into the, whatever the heck that thing's called, but he didn't lose this one. But he kept his patience. Stay patient in the corner. So here we got Chin, and we haven't seen this match yet, so now you're seeing Verna. He's being a little bit less, trigger happy. He's trying to figure out what to do at this case. Okay, that was a great string. You see that? Now you went immediately for a Rekka. Now you're seeing what Verna's doing. You see? Verna's still keeping it up, still keeping his unpredictability, but also, trying to use his character knowledge and his knowledge of the game to make subtle adaptations. In this case around, he was a little bit less trigger happy, a little bit cautious, and it paid off. Now it is up to Reynald at this point, right, to figure out what to do. He's Chin. He's facing two characters, really powerful characters, with really powerful damage, with a lot of meter. So what's he gonna do here? And Verna decides to go for the entire Watsu. Hit him, mad damage, doesn't matter. Obviously Alpaca says that you should kill him. Okay, now what? Here comes a roll, meaty roll. What's gonna happen? He decides to roll. That was super risky, but you know what? Reynald has to take a risk eventually. He can't just can't keep blocking. That's what's been happening. And that was just a godlike read. 2, 1, 2, and I think it's gonna reset here. Alright, so wow what? Alright, meaty low. Ooh! See that? He staggered his normals, trying to bait a hop, and that wasn't that bad from Verna either. Verna knew, hey, if I don't press a button and I still get hit in the air, it's not really gonna work. It doesn't really matter. And now what? Reversal. You didn't see that yet from Reynald the entire match. Really interesting stuff, right? Really interesting how insanely good that they make these subtle little changes. And I could be, you know what the funny part is? I could be wrong, but this is what's really happening. Oh god, that was so punishable. Oh, he took a risk. And from here, what range can he have? EX Hangetsu's on, right? That's gonna hit a lot of things. Reynald only has 1 meter. Has to be really, really careful how to use it. What can he do? Can he use the EX roll? What can he do? Can't hop, because you see that, now he's charging. So now he has to think, what's he gonna do? I guess the best thing to do is just to move forward, or just block. Wait for him to do EX and get stunned. Now he wasted his meter. You see that? He didn't do anything super risky. And now he gets an opportunity to move forward. Doesn't jump, doesn't do anything. Great, and then he chose it. Great moment to do it. He saw it, because he had no meter. Now he can do it. Now he can do it, and he doesn't have to really worry. If it gets blocked, it's okay. Okay, what now? Ooh! Godlike read! He knew what were his options on the close. He could only do Hienzan. He can't do anything else. He can do come get some. I think he only just got that right now. He could roll. That's not gonna fuck up. So he decided to take a risk. But, unfortunately, Reynald missed the combo. And so now we're back in neutral. Great tech. He didn't do that yet. He didn't do a wake up grab. But Reynald, he knew there's nothing really else. All you had to worry about was just, the lows, and that's it. But now we're at this range. Dangerous range, right? It's really hard. Reynald decided to take a chance. Backdash. I need some room. I need to get some meter. I need to get at a range where I can do things, but unfortunately, Verna caught him. And damn, and you see that? He is upset. Reynald is so upset because he knew he had that match. He should have stayed solid at the end, but he chose the backdash. He showed one sign of fear from Verna, and he took advantage of it. Come get some. Power of Kim. Power of Kim. Power of Kim. He is so mad. Here's the next match. Reynald looking pretty mad. You know what I'm saying? Let's just move it forward, guys. Not even entirely sure if anyone's even watching this anymore, but it's okay, man. I might actually make some changes in terms of the stream, because I mean, I guess a match of the day is just a bit too heavy, especially for me with my health. But I really actually learned a lot from doing all this. So you know what? I'll do this more often. I'll do this the same way. I might not do it daily, but I want to do a KOF match of the day because I want to keep my mind sharp. You know, since I'm unable to move my hand or anything, I do want to keep my mind sharp. I just wanted to keep that in mind. You know, so that when I actually am able to play, I can keep all of these things in mind. All of these things that I learned, because I'm learning it with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really want to teach people, but at the same time, I don't want to just stagnate. I want to be a really good player, and I think that's the reason why any of you would come here, right? Or any of you would be watching this on YouTube or some other form. That's just how it is, isn't it? Don't you think? So here we go. So now it is up to Reynald. I don't even think adaptation needs to matter here because that was a really even match. Both of them have really adapted very well to each other's play style. But at this point, it's now going to be a fucking slugfest. They're just gonna go fucking in. But that being said, they're gonna keep in mind those ranges. So right here, you think, okay, I mean, I'm just gonna wreck it here. Nope. If you wreck it, you know, you might actually have lost. You know. So, but they both respect each other enough, and there we go. Here comes a wrecker range. Nope, respected it. He actually might have lost. Look at that. See that? Low, low, high. Low, low, Rekka. Because he thought he was going to jab. Because he thought he was going to do the same pattern. But Verna immediately thought, hey, wait a minute. Nope, I just got blocked. Blocking is always a great option. Unfortunately, your guard gauge gets broken eventually. But hey, remember, blocking is always an option. Okay. Oh my god, he is getting bullied right now. Oh, that was unsafe. No, that was too far. Okay, now they're just jumping, vying for position, trying to find a way in. Wait, do you have any general advice for improving in gaming in general? Like, I wanted to get really good at League of Legends, but I don't know. Sometimes it feels just like I'm hitting my face against a brick wall. First of all, I'm gonna give you a little bit of background on myself. I'm actually, before I even played KOF, actually no, I was still playing KOF, but I was actually kind of more known as an FPS player. I'm not gonna say I was a really good FPS player. I wasn't. I used to play Counter-Strike 1.6, and my experience with these types of games, and of course FPS is different from a mobile, but what my experience is that team games are really stressful, especially if you're in an online team game. Unless you know your teammates, you know, you can have. If you know your teammates and they make a mistake, you can forgive them because you know them, you understand them, you trust them. But if you're playing in a team-based game with completely random people, it's really fucking hard to just think you know, to just let it go, because it's not your fault, right? It isn't really your fault that you lost. It's someone else's fault. So imagine trying so hard in an FPS or in a MOBA or in a team battle, trying so hard to do everything you can to win a game, but then someone fucks it up for you and you didn't do anything wrong. That is stressful. So what I want you to think is, if you're getting really good at League of Legends, you need to remember, you can't get these losses into your head. And that's the same thing for fighting games too. Think of all these lessons, and think of all of them as lessons. Don't think of them as losses. Think of them as lessons. If you're winning all the time, you can't really learn anything. You're just winning all the time. You're not really learning, because you're just doing the same thing over and over. You're winning, right? So that's what happens. But you have to treat these losses as just a loss. And for God's sakes, don't get mad. You know, don't get pissed off, because you're getting pissed off at somebody else for no fucking reason. Yeah, they lost you the game, right? But you're never probably gonna see them ever again. Now, I don't know how League of Legends works, right? But as you get better, you know, you're probably not gonna see them again. You know, and maybe they can improve, but you don't know them. You don't know anything about them. They're just a completely random person on your screen. Who gives a shit about them? Don't be mad. Yeah, they cost you. And remember, when you're still learning, it's still a fucking game. It's still a game. Obviously, you know, everyone wants to be in the challenger. I think that's what it is, right? The challenger. That's the rate. The challenger. But I mean, that's pretty much how it is. You know, don't get mad. Don't get mad. Anyways, let's get back to the match. We're almost done here. We're at the home stretch, guys. So now what? Nothing else a duo could have done. He could have teleported, right? But I mean, why? Okay, and so now we have Karate versus Kyo. Karate has actually a really good range, because he actually could beat the Rekka range. You saw that? He scouted it. He saw that before, because you know he's capable of doing that. Here comes Verna, right? Gonna push him all the way to the corner. I think I just fucked up and I went too far. There we go. There it is. So here, gets a knockdown. See this? Now if he presses another low, he already knows. He got the pattern. He got the defensive pattern before. You know? It's gonna hit a low. Correct? He's gonna hit. If he hits a low, ArcadeShock is gonna do his patented backdash. So he did a jab. You know, he did a jab to think, oh, he's gonna backdash to check Reynald. And so what did Reynald do? Did far standing D. Great adaptation, because he knew he was at a range to make it safe. But he kept him in there. Now what? He went for. You saw that? That could have been a low, right? So he went for a backdash again, and then Verna checked him again. He said, stop doing that, and then he did it again. And Verna said, fuck that, I'm going to DP. Not realizing that, hey, a block 2C is actually plus on block. So he DPs and bang! Ooh, but he DP'd again! And this is the point where you're like, you know what? Fuck your patterns. Fuck them. Fuck them. Let's go in. Let's go in! Let's go in! Fuck it! EVO! Take a risk. A new challenger has arrived. Gets him! Oh, that was great! Did you see the spacing of the guy? Right now! But Verna, yo, he's got the reactions. Look at that. Kept the momentum. He's gonna stay in the air. Look, ooh, the patience from Reynald. You see that? How much room he gave him? Look at that shit. Look at that shit. I'm gonna block. Oh, I'm guessing something. He thought that he gave him enough room to think that he can hop out or jump, right? And he was gonna say, alright, I got a plan here. I know it. He's gonna hop now, because this guy's been has a really, itchy finger, right? That's how he does with Joe. He does the backdash to a C, right? What makes him think he's not gonna, just stand there, right? You know, it was a perfect opportunity for him to do that, but it's unsafe. He took the risk. Took a risk. Educated risk. But it didn't pay off. You know, he guessed wrong. Reynald adapted. Did not go as aggressive as he used to. Got in. Instant damage. Now it's going to get in. Back into the neutral game. Instant command grab off the roll. DP'd again. And that's, see, now that's Verna's fault. Because he did do it twice beforehand. And he's thinking, oh, I can do it a third time. You know, I have meter. I can do something. Nope. Now he's a dead man. Now it's down to Kim. Come on. Come on, Verna. Come on. Come on. Korea. So here we go. He has 2 meters. Almost 3 stocks. Oh, are you fucking joking? Oh, fuck it. He said, fuck it. He said, fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck this shit. Now, eat your 250 damage. You see that? Ooh, really? There's no way Reynald would have seen that shit. And that was fucking sick. Went for grand grab, went for risk. Now Verna's just like, yo, I need to win. I need to win. I need to win. I have 1 meter. Respect it, shit. Went for a grab there. Okay. Okay. Look at that string. Grab. Ooh. Changing your patterns. Ah. Isn't that shit godlike? Isn't that shit godlike when you think of patterns like that? That's the point I want to make with you guys. I'm not gonna let it play because like, fuck it. I'm not even gonna analyze this shit anymore. This is the point I want to make to every single one of you. If you can keep yourself unpredictable, the more unpredictable you get and the less that they're able to actually think of what you're going to do, the more risks you can take. Because now they're thinking, holy shit, what they're going to do next. You know? That's a mental game. And obviously ArcadeShock Reynald lost that match. Mad salty, dropped the stick, fuck this shit, don't worry. And he's like, oh, he's shaking your hand. He's like, yo, good game. You just know I'm gonna kick your fucking ass later. And he did. And he won EVO Evolution 2013. And how did he win Evolution 2013? Because he learned from this loss and he adapted well. Adaptation. The 2 out of 3 set is important. You can always adapt in a long set. It doesn't matter. Anybody can adapt. It doesn't matter if it's just 1 game or 100 games. Anyone has the ability to adapt. But it takes a lot of mental concentration and a lot of practice and discipline to be able to adapt, to correctly adapt in a 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 5 set. You don't have a lot of games there. You don't have a lot of games. 3 out of 5, obviously you got more time to think. That makes the game more exciting. 2 out of 3, 2 games and you're done. 2 games and you're done. You basically have 1 shot for every character. You know, to read data on them, and the next one you have to execute it. Remember that. It is so important for you to learn how to concentrate in the match, to learn these matchups. And you don't have to be super specific at this point if you are just starting out. Just brush up on the character, play mission mode, go on training mode, fuck around with it, look at the ranges, think about it. You just need a general idea of the character to make a game plan. You need to make a game plan. You know? There's a thing that my parents once said. If you don't have a plan when you go inside, you know, like for example, alright, this is gonna be a really retarded little fucking thing and a little story I think. Every now and then when I go in the shower when I was a kid, I forget my towel. I ask my mom, you know, I forgot my towel. She's like, see that? It's like you're going, oh fuck, my mom's here. Be right back. So yeah, back to this retarded story. Hi guys. Anyways, she's like, you know, whenever I forget my towel and I go to a shower or do something like forget, she's like, it's like you're bringing, it's like you go to war and you forget your gun. That's a great analogy. When you go to a game and you have no game plan, it's like going to war, going to battle without any weapons. You're just barehanded. Oh, my fists are my weapon. If your fists are not educated, if you have no clue how to use your fist, then you have no weapons. Knowledge is your weapon when it comes to you know, when it comes to talent, you know, it makes it difficult. You know, when you're talented, you can just do that off the fly because you're talented. But if you don't think you're talented, you have to be hardworking. You need to work hard on your matchups. Remember that. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Thank you to Chronicle Nude for actually accompanying me while I'm doing this little podcast. I guess it's not a podcast because no one really watches this shit no more. But you know, I really do appreciate everybody following me. All 41 of you now. I think it's only 41. Oh, 43. Someone followed me. Thank you. Yeah. Really, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really think you guys can learn from something from this. I really do think so. And if you guys, you know, are thinking, oh man, this is really interesting, remember to follow my channel, twitch.tv/FM_sway. If you have any suggestions on any matches, you can go to youtube.com/NotSkateShift and, you know, message me there, or message me on this account, or you could even tweet me. You know, follow me at FullMetalSway. That's pretty much it for that's pretty much it for today's analysis. Very quick, obviously. I actually really enjoyed this one. This was really fun, and I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you. You know, I learned a lot. So can you. Don't give up. King of Fighters 13. Let's hope there's a 14. It's a play more. Please bring Vanessa. Please bring Vanessa back, please. Anyways, thank you guys. Shouts to Newt again. Peace. This is FM Sway bringing you the KOF match of the day. The King of Fighters, smooth jazz fighting since 1994. See ya!